A guy fell off a ladder. I think it was somewhere in the UK, and a 15 centimeter nail went through his boot. Writhing in pain. They had to put him on morphine just to get him to calm down. Brought him into the X-ray. They X-rayed the boot. Went right between his toes.
No shit.
Went right between his toes. Didn't puncture his foot at all. They needed to sedate this guy because of the pain he was the pain that he was perceiving.
Because of what he thought happened.
Because of what he thought happened.
That is bananas.
Oh yeah, well documented.
The problem with this story is that it is not well documented. It's not documented pretty much at all. There was a report published in the BMJ in 1995, I believe, and it consisted of a picture, the X-ray of the spike going through the boot, and a caption. That was it. No case report, no details, no story to go along with it. That's it. Everything else, the rest of that story appears to be apocryphal and have taken on a life of its own. Now, that doesn't mean it didn't happen, but it isn't well documented. And probably the details have shifted over the years, been exaggerated. This is the nail boot guy, right? This is a meme, it's a story, and people share it as like this case that proves that pain is all in your head. It's very likely that the details are not as were being reported there. You know, even if the spike went between the toes and didn't penetrate the foot, you could still imagine that that caused some local trauma. And that could be very painful. I mean, anyone who's gotten a paper cut knows how a cut that's even hard to see could be extremely painful. So he probably did have some abrasions, maybe even a cut, just not a penetrating wound, given the X-ray, which I looked at. But that could still have been very painful. We also don't know how much pain this person was experiencing. Was he really in agony? Did he really need sedation? Or was he just really anxious because he thought he put a spike through his foot? That kind of a extreme emotional reaction in that situation would not be unusual. So don't believe the story as it's being told. It's not well documented. The details have almost certainly shifted over time to make the story more punchy, or basically to make this point. Now, having said all that, it is true that pain can be very subjective. Pain is perceived in your brain, and it is susceptible to mood and emotions and perception and distraction and lots of things. And so, yes, of course, there is a mental aspect to the perception of pain, how emotionally bothersome it is to you, etc. That doesn't mean it's all in your head, or it could be completely made up pain, or that you can completely make pain go away with mental exercises alone. So don't believe the story as it's being told. It's not well documented.